Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for WhatCulture Wrestling with the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. A show that does exactly what it says on the tin in the most annoying way possible. You're welcome. Now, before we begin, I just want to address something that happened in the comments of last week. People were saying that I was too happy, that I was like dying or something like that, and that's why I was doing that. I was just in a good mood. But to avoid any confusion about where my emotional states are, I've asked Phil to invent this, the Wheel of Emotion. Now you'll know exactly what emotion I'm going to be in when I talk about each subject. Isn't that nice? And you'll even notice there's a having the giraffe moment somewhere on here. I can't see it yet, but I'm sure it's around here. But the reason that I was in such a good mood is because of you guys. I was getting some really good feedback. I'm really happy with where the show is going, and I just want to make this the best possible product that I can for you guys. So keep giving me feedback. I want to hear it all down in the comment section below. Let's make this the best show possible because we're in this together. So let's hit that intro. First up, in our first use of the emotional wheel is, the wheel of feel, I should call it, is happy. And I'm talking about Stephanie McMahon. So you know I've got quite a lot of piss and vinegar for this woman, but she actually did something quite good for the company. Instead of taking her ball home, she decided to play with the other kids for once. At Elimination Chamber and Raw, she absolutely sold that Ronda Rousey was the new up-and-coming talent. Now, bear in mind, she's gone toe-to-toe with some of the biggest names in her dad's business and made them look like absolute chumps. So for her to do this for Ronda Rousey was a big deal indeed. True, it was because of the fact that it involved her and she got some sort of payment back from it, but still, we have to look at the positives here. Rousey is meant to be the stone cold of the women's division, and this helped elevate her position. Thanks to Steph and Trips taking a bump and slapping her and then looking absolutely terrified, they sold that she is a monster, a force to be reckoned with. And that doesn't happen very often from the chairman's daughter. But now, thanks to this, we have Ronda versus Steph, or more importantly, the authority versus the people. It was a very intelligent move to get the people behind her, and the best way to do it. Well done, Steph, even though that pains me to say. Okay, second spin, and we're talking about John Cena. It's a little annoyed. So John Cena is in a bit of a weird place at the moment. I mean, he failed to win at the Royal Rumble, he failed to point at the sign at Elimination Chamber, and then he cut a weird, impassionate speech about having to do anything and try everything to get to WrestleMania. Which, you know, coupled with the fact that he's seemingly getting more and more annoyed by the boos and jeers of the fans, we could have seen something interesting develop with his character. But we didn't. What we got instead was a bit of a rude cock tease. So he went to Raw and challenged The Undertaker, and the crowd erupted in a way that we've not seen since 2004, and he knew that, and then he nixed it straight away. That was cold. That was a bit of a cock tease, that one. Then he realized that he's actually the only free agent with the ability to jump between brands, so he hopped over to SmackDown, begged Shane for a chance to get a championship match, got one, and then pinned AJ clean. Clean pin, just another win for Big Match John. So what were the WWE trying to tell us? That he was never going to go to WrestleMania? We didn't buy that. The whole thing that we bought was the fact that Cena might have done something a bit underhanded to get there. But nope, they can't risk their babyface moneymaker, can they? It was just disappointing to see. I mean, he's entering a match now at WrestleMania so that he can beat Ric Flair's WWE record. Of course it's going to happen. The whole point about these things is that it is the money-making biggest draw of the year. So, I mean, what were the WWE trying to do? Convince us of anything otherwise? Well, they failed. The only things that they failed to do were basically act on the rumors that he could basically be facing Rey Mysterio or The Undertaker, or that he wouldn't go and actually do something interesting with his career at this late stage. But nope, it's just by the numbers, isn't it? And it's annoying. Tell me it's not. Right, let's have a spin for Brock Lesnar, and it is happy. So Dana White did his bit for the rumor mill by sparking it up again by posting a photo of him and Brock Lesnar on Instagram, which got a lot of tongues wagging, saying that there was going to be a UFC defection on the cards. But you know what? The WWE actually used this to great effect. They basically told Brock to stay at home and cash a check, which allowed Roman to show us a little bit more of his bulky bite. The big dog called out the Beast and basically said that he was an entitled piece of crap who hid behind his contract, and then ended his little PG-rated tirade with the word that we all use when we can't think of anything interesting or clever to say as an insult: bitch. Bitch. It is fun to say. Yet, in short, this was pretty brilliant. How do you hype up a match? You get its competitors fired up. How do you move Roman on the babyface scale? You make Brock Lesnar get under his skin. Going into WrestleMania, you want as much cheap heat as possible, and much like Brock Lesnar's contract, this is going to pay out big bucks when it's time to renew. There is no danger of Brock actually leaving. I mean, he is getting paid way too much to do this stuff, but the WWE has done a good job at making the spin on this work in their favor. When it comes to money making, the WWE know what they're doing. The only negative with this, and it is a big one, is that fans who paid to see him on that episode of Raw, they basically got shafted, which makes Steph's comments this week in an interview that she did that Vince always listens to the audience seem even more laughable. It was bad form, but overall, the emotion going into WrestleMania is a good thing. Turn, 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 my wheel. Positive. So if you're going to compete with the WWE, if you are a smaller wrestling promotion, there are a few times in life that you're going to have to step up to the plate and take a stand. WrestleMania month is the month to stake your claim, as the world itself will be looking at the sport with much more interest than usual. Therefore, it is super refreshing to see Impact team with Lucha Underground to put on some shows at WrestleCon. Now, we here at WhatCulture give Impact Wrestling a fair bit of stick, and you know what? It is with good reason, but the talent is very rarely a part of that. It's usually the backstage meddling or the politics going on that we don't see. The men and women who put themselves through the rigors for that company are, for the most part, great talents. And we actually rarely cover Lucha Underground, but it is a firm favourite in the office because of their unique ethos of storytelling and presentation. Plus, their matches are so high impact and so high octane that it's like watching an adrenaline rush each and every episode. Therefore, to see the two squaring off against each other in a series of matches is very refreshing indeed. We need talent shops like this to poke and prod the WWE and make them realize that a wrestler's journey doesn't just end at the WWE. It's not the goal of everyone to end up there. So to them and all the boys and girls working their asses off at these events, I give a hearty thumbs up to you, you mad f***s. And Spinneroony, it's time for, yes, it is time for having a giraffe. Having a giraffe, mate. Okay, so sometimes the WWE gives you some absolute gems on the internet, and we all know one that's been doing the rounds this week. It's the one of Trips, and then Kurt just looking here like he's just about to embrace death without any knowledge of what's coming on. It's brilliant. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying to yourself, Jules, are you about to dedicate an entire segment of this weekly series to a meme? Yes, I am. You are welcome. So what I did is I showed the image around the office to the wrestling lads. We all came up with some funny lines to end this show on a positive, high, happy note. It's just a bit of fun. It is just a bit of fun. But here we go. Phil, bring up the image. The blissful notion that WWE is finally doing something with Shinsuke Nakamura. The realization that the WWE is doing nothing with Shinsuke Nakamura. Knowing that Stephanie McMahon sold this week and all is right with the world. Knowing that she'll get some offense in at Mania, which is f***ing absurd. The idea that women's wrestling is finally being taken seriously as a legitimate sporting endeavor. Roman Reigns using the word bitch as a slur on Raw. Jeff Jarrett finally getting recognition for a fine run in the Hall of Fame. The knowledge that the Hall of Fame means nothing. Knowing that Triple H isn't going to wrestle a 30-minute match at Mania this year. Knowing that he is Ronda Rousey's first Mania opponent. Fantastic stuff, all right? And let me know your favorite bits down in the comments section below. Now to end the show the only way I know how, by reading out my favorite comment from last week's episode. When Simon Miller starts wrestling, Jules had better be his manager. I would honestly love this. I'd be like Jimmy Hart. I'd be the mouth from the South, or in my case, I'd be the mouth from the Southwest. I would absolutely adore being Simon Miller's right-hand man. I'll bring him on so you can see how good we look together. Go on, Si. Oh, hey, oh, wait, oh, calm down. All right, okay, look at that. Take your hat off, mate, you're indoors. Rude. Look at that. Imagine me and him walking down to the ring together. That'd be brilliant. I'd be like walking ahead, just hyping all the crowd up. Not that he'd need it, because he's a f***ing gold mine of a man. And he'd just be walking along and he'd be like, nice, nice, why, nice. I've just realised I'm Y2J and he's literally Y2J. It's a match made in heaven. Make it happen. Bookers, come on, do this. Shucky duck this quack quack. You know what, Simon? You are a legitimately lovely man. And you know what? I'm going to give you a little treat. You get to close out the end of this week's show. Go on, let's do it.
And those are the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. I'd just like to say a big thank you to Phil Chambers and Michael Sidgwick for their continued work on the show, and to you for watching. As always, I've been Miller, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon.
It was me doing the voice all along. Ha. Fooled you.
So, thanks for watching. Please feel free to click on any of these things around my head, or something terrible might happen to the dog. Too sweet me, bro. Traitor. Traitor.